I'm going to show you how to put the train together. So we're going to do the full assembly here. I'm going to go ahead and hit place. I'm going to find my actual parts here. Train. I'm going to bring out the body first. Obviously everything's going to connect to the body. Okay, and I've obviously modified mine a little bit, so I'm going to set the body down. I don't need to set another one, so I'm going to hit escape to back me out of that. So I have my main body on here. I'm going to go ahead and hit place. I'm going to bring out my stack next, which is the thing that goes on the top. Bring that out. Okay, I'm going to back up a little bit. I'm going to do this in pieces. I'm not going to put everything out at once just to make it a little bit easier for you to watch this. If I were doing it on my own, I would drag every part out, but that's just me. Okay, constrain. I'm going to use the insert command on this. Okay, it just makes it easier to set in there, and it puts it in the right spot right away. I don't have to do multiple constraints. Okay, I got to go ahead and hit insert. I want to insert the bottom. Okay, see how it's highlighting the very bottom of that part. I want to constrain or insert the bottom of that. Needs to be touching the bottom of that hole. Okay, hit apply. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit place. I'm going to go ahead and do the back part now. So I want to bring out my hitch magnet and my hitch peg. I'm going to bring them both out at once. Okay, there's just one hitch peg, and then I'm going to bring out the hitch magnet also. Okay, I'm going to spin my whole assembly around. Now, I am going to go ahead. I'm going to put my, I'm going to go constrain. I want to mate the back of that magnet to the front of that back piece there. Hit apply. And then I want to line up the center line to the center line. Apply. And so that should hold that magnet there. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this on. Constrain. Insert. I want to insert that bottom part of the neck to be touching the outside of this magnet. Apply. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit place. I'm going to bring out, let's say, I will bring out the let's go ahead and do the wheels then. We'll do the wheels. So I'll bring out, I need 4 wheels. Just going to kind of set them general direction. Okay, now these can be done a couple different ways. I'm going to show you this closest side first since they're already rotated kind of into place. I'm going to go constrain. Again with the insert command. You can use the center line to center line way and then mate the back of the wheel to the side. You can do all that too, and that works. But I think the insert command makes it a little easier, so we'll just do that. I want to insert the end. That circle right there needs to be touching that circle right there. Apply. The reason I do the insert command instead of doing the mate and then the center line to center line thing is with the insert command I can do both of those at once, and so I can line both those up at the same time and go ahead and do it. Okay, and you notice also I don't really have to get to the other side of the wheel to get to the part that I want to click on. So I just did it there. Click on that one as well. Hit apply. Now the other side. The wheels are turned the wrong direction. You can sometimes get lucky and click the insert command to be the end of that to touch that, which in my case it works out, but it might not work out for yours. So this is another way to fix that. I hit escape a couple times, get out of my constraint. I want to flip just this part around. So I'm going to click on the part. Notice how it has a little blue on it. I'm going to go up here to free rotate. I click free rotate. I want to go ahead and just spin that part around. I'm just helping Inventor out. Remember, it does not know nor care what you are making. So it doesn't have an idea and it can't help you. But I've spun that around. So when I do my constraint, I'll do this one the old-fashioned way. We will go ahead and do the center line to the center line. Apply. And that's okay. It spun it back around. That's not a problem. Constrain that to be touching that. Okay, and it will spin it around for me. Well, looks like I had a little bit of an issue on that. So we'll go ahead. Just give me a chance. I can show you how to delete a constraint. Find wherever it's at. Right click on it. Delete that constraint out. Okay, so I'm going to use the insert one on this one. Apply. Now, need to put the bolts on it so that they stay on. It's my axle peg. Again, need 4 of them. Same thing with this, constrain. Insert command, the bottom of the neck to the outside of the hole. Mine's a black part, so it's kind of hard to see it. And even if I click that and click the inside, it still does the same thing. Doesn't matter. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, get the end of that, spin it around. And remember, to do this little spin around, how I'm doing it, the rotate, I'm holding down shift on the keyboard and clicking down on my mouse wheel at the same time, and then moving my mouse around. Okay, so now I've got all those on there. Okay, so my train's getting there. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and put the cow catcher on the front. Place, cow catcher. Okay, and this is pretty easy. I'm just going to constrain. I'm going to use the insert command. The nice thing with this assembly is it has a lot of pegs and a lot of holes that those pegs can go into, so we get to use the insert command to make things a little bit quicker. Okay, now it's upside down right now, not a problem. I can just hit apply, X out of it. I'm going to rotate. I'm going to go ahead and ground my body first. That way I can rotate things without everything spinning around. Okay, now some of you will have, this will work, and some of you will not. Unfortunately, it's like a hit or miss thing. I believe that mine doesn't work, but let's see. If I tried to insert another peg into another hole, mine did work, good. Hit apply, and it holds it into place. I don't need to do all 3. That's over constraining it, so I'm just going to go ahead and just put just those 2 on there. If yours doesn't work that way, what you can do is you can rotate it into place and ground that part with the train body. Okay, so that works too. Next thing I'm going to put on here is going to be my linkage arm. So I'm going to go to place, my linkage arm. Okay, I need 2 of them. What I'm going to do, Mr. Awesome Express, I'm going to go constrain. Again, using the insert command. That's why we have these little pegs that are coming off here. I want the end of that peg, and you can kind of see how I'm working with it here. I want this part right here to be touching the inside part of this. Okay, it's going to move it up there. I hit apply. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit escape a couple times to get me out of the constraint, and I'm going to move that down because I want to constrain this one. I could be able to see everything. The other side you can do with it, constrain. I want to constrain the outside piece of this to the inside piece. Okay, or you can do both ways. It doesn't matter. This one's not going to let me do that one part just because I didn't constrain it correctly. I clicked on the wrong one, I think. That to that. There we go. Okay, so I have that one on there. Now, this will move both wheels now. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Rotate it around. There, I can see they're on there. Again, this one is backwards. So again, I'm going to click on the part, then go to free rotate, spin it around. Now, if you don't have words on yours, it doesn't really matter if it's backwards or forwards. I just want mine to be able to be read on both sides. Again, back up a little bit here so I can see what I'm doing. Don't be afraid to zoom in on these parts, get where you need to go, back up, find it, and make it work. Okay, I'm going to back up. Yep, it worked. Hit apply. And I'm going to do the same thing here since it's already out of the way. There to there, apply. Now I have a couple pegs I got to put into linkage peg. I need 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 on both sides. Same way that we've done everything else. Constrain. Insert the end of the peg to the hole. Apply. Same thing here. There to there. Apply. And then there. I'm going to spin the whole thing around. Then get close to it again. Apply. There to there. Apply. Okay. Now, I've got all my stuff on there. I'm I'm going to go to place. The last thing that I have to put on there is going to be my track. Okay, I'll bring the track piece out there and set it down. Now for this, it doesn't matter which one's on which side. Could care less. Okay, this is the way to do that. Constrain. I want to constrain the body onto the top of this plate. So I want that piece to be touching the bottom. Apply. Okay, and we'll have to go back and work with this in a second, but I just want to get the basic constraints down. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move that body off again. Then I'm going to constrain the inside of the wheel to be touching the inside of the part of the track it's going to be touching. Again, we're going to have to go back and do some work with some of these because we need to put offsets into it. So let's do that now after we've got it all on there. And the track moves, and that's what we're really looking for. Okay, so we'll switch some stuff in a second. Okay, my track piece. I'm going to go down here to this little arrow so I can see my two constraints I just put on it. Here's the constraint that takes it and puts it onto the actual track. Well, I want to put an offset onto that so the track is not touching the bottom of the body. You can right click on Mate 3. Mine just happens to be Mate 3. Yours might be different. Just find the one that deals with it. Go to Edit. And then we're going to go on here and see what kind of constraint we need to put on it. And I believe that it is 0.3 if I remember right. We don't want it hovering, so you kind of look down the middle of it. It's not hovering. The wheels are not into the track, so that's what we're looking for there, 0.3. I'm going to find that other constraint, which is where I did the side of the wheel to the side of the track. Again, right click Edit. I'm going to make it so I can look right down the track. I'm going to zoom in a little bit on it too. And let's just try some numbers. Let's see, 0.2. Oh, that's way too much. Okay. So just kind of judging it here. It doesn't have to be dead on perfect. It just needs to be close. And I think we're going to end up being 0.05. Yeah, I like that. Hit OK. I'm going to hit my home button here so I can look at my actual track. Okay, that's good. Now I'm going to switch some things from what I did earlier. I'm going to unground the train body, and I'm going to ground the track piece. Now my train will move along the track, but the track will stay there. You can also, if you really want to, depending on how you want your rendering and things to look, you can go place component. You can bring another track piece out, and then you can go ahead and constrain those two together. Now this just happened to flip over. You can constrain those two things together. I'm going to change that just because I know it's going to be more problems than it's worth. Apply. You can see this is, there we go. Okay, then we can constrain that to that, and it matches them up. Okay, so that's why you can put things on together. Now that might make your rendering too large, but it will make it to where the track will move down all of that thing. Okay, so I'm gonna make it to there, and if you want these to stay on the same, if I can turn this one. Now you're never gonna get it to where you can turn this and make it go down the track, but I can make sure I can turn both of these and both wheels will turn. Constrain, flush the top of this to the top of that, apply, and then when you move one, you move both sides. Okay, so that's just another constraint you can put onto it. It doesn't always work dead on exact, but it is very similar. So really hope this helps you put the train assembly together. You can change colors, you can customize yours like I did with my number and things on the linkage arm. You can do those, and I'll show you how to do the rendering and everything with it to get it turned in. But I really hope that this helps you get your assembly done. And there you go.